Chitty Chatty Pitty Potty. Here on the YouTube. Are we here? Are we here? Did I go onto somebody else's channel?
Are you in as that's inappropriate?
Hello, Christy. Yeah, I'm always logged in there. There we go. Joanne said she just downloaded the app. She's gonna give it a whirl. You will love it, I promise. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Laura. Hey, Sherry. So I am in my kitchen because I am multitasking, which I don't do super well. But I have to get dinner in the crock pot. We do something around here called Soup Week, and when it gets cold, my kids get really excited because I make soup all week. So last night I had, oh Jules, you're gonna love it. You're gonna absolutely love this app. So last night we had broccoli cheddar soup. I have to tell you, it was delightful. How good was it?
It was really good.
I was shocked.
What did Brian say? You should open your own store.
He goes, oh my gosh, Mom, this soup is better than Publix. And I was like, oh, really? And he's like, it's so good. He's like, you should probably open a soup store. And I was like, a soup store, huh? And he's like, yeah, it's the best ever. It's the best ever soup I've ever had from you. And I was like, oh my gosh. And my kids don't lie. They actually tell me all the time my food is crappy. And it was such an easy recipe. Let me tell you, go to bettycrocker.com, and not sponsored. I do nothing with Betty Crocker. I went on, and tonight I'm making, last night I made their broccoli and cheese soup. Tonight I'm making their beef stew. Tomorrow I'm making their lasagna soup. I got soup recipes off of there because they were quick and easy and could be crock potted. And I looked at the baked potato soup, but I went with broccoli and cheese just because I wanted broccoli and cheese. And I thought the kids were more apt to eat that than the baked potato, but I think I'll try the baked potato next time. They have a potato one recipe as well, but it was so good. It was so stinking good. It was awesome. I loved it. So I'm just saying, if you want to try something, give it a go and try those out because they were super fantastic. So it's soup week. So tonight is beef stew. Ooh, chicken and dumplings. I've never been able to make that. I severely failed once with chicken and dumplings. All of the dumplings didn't cook and we had to throw it out.
Oh, yeah, that was
How bad was that? I tried to make chicken and dumplings one time. It was terrible. It was so incredibly bad. And the kids were like trying to eat it and the dough wasn't cooked all the way. And they were like, ugh, and I was like, just spit it out. Spit it out. Nobody eat this. It's bad. Don't eat it. It's bad. Spit it out. It was terrible. Yeah, I didn't know they have frozen dumplings like as a thing, or I absolutely would have because nobody needs me trying to cook dumplings, okay? Like, that is not a thing that I'm super great at. So right now I am just going to make the beginnings of beef stew, and then this will be ready when we're ready to eat tonight. Like at what time she gets home from gymnastics? 7 o'clock. I'll probably feed the boys and then feed her. But any hoozle McToozle. So beef stew tonight, and. No, I'm not a great cook, which is why I think my kids love when I do soup week, because there's less of a shot that I'm gonna screw this up. With soups, especially when the directions are really easy to follow. And so far, and I would normally tell you that I think, whoops, Too hot. Normally, I would tell you that lasagna soup is what I think is going to be my favorite, but I don't know. That broccoli and cheese was really stinking good last night, so it may turn into my favorite. So I loved it. So check that out, just because they've got good recipes and it was easy and fast and can be crock potted. And so if you ask me, that's a win. And I'm making enough so that I can have Eric and Trey just stop by and I can give them dinner because they're trying to move into their house. Yeah, I tried it with biscuits when I made my chicken and dumplings, and it was a failure. I didn't do it right. Whatever I was supposed to do, I did not do. So it goes. So, and I thought it was a good, yeah, they're trying to move, and this is really the best I can do for them, because I'm not great at, like, moving furniture and boxes and all of that good stuff. So, and I have the kids, so it's not like I can really help, because having the kids over there isn't helpful. But I can send them dinner, so I'm gonna tell them that the dinner is ready, and all they have to do is stop by the house and pick it up, and at least then they'll have dinner and not have to cook, because they're trying to start moving stuff over, I think, this week. So this is the best I can do for them. So I'm just going to make beef stew, because that is something that I can do. So, how cold is it where you are? Just tell me. Just tell me how cold it is, because I thought it was cold here this morning, but then I saw somebody in Colorado or somewhere say that it was -12, and I was like, oh, I guess it's not really cold here. -10, 40, 39, 22, 18, 14, with wind chill, no idea. 11, 1, it's 1 degree. 0, 45. I don't know how cold it is right now. In the 50s, maybe 60s. But it's warming up. But the coldest is supposed to be the middle of the week, right? It's supposed to get cold again, like in the 30s, like Wednesday, Thursday. So that's what we're waiting to see. Now we have to come over here. We need to peel some carrots for this. Maybe. Do you guys, who still has this peeler at their house? Anybody? This peeler is like 30 some odd years old. No, Sherry, you could totally stand the heat. It's a delight here. I don't know how anybody doesn't live here. Although I'm obviously glad the entire world isn't in Florida, but sometimes it feels like it is because of tourists. But this one is like 30 some odd years old. This was my parents' and I stole it. But these peelers are the best. And I'm going to be really sad when this peeler goes, because I don't even know, can you buy these anymore? But I peel a lot of carrots and potatoes with this bad boy. And I think it's the best. Eric says it's very dangerous. But I don't, I've had other ones and they never worked as well. But yeah, so that is what we're rocking and rolling with. Excited for soup week. Does everybody else know what they're having for dinner? If you're not having soup week, what are you having? Because I gotta tell ya, I don't know how any of you that are up in those cold areas even musters up the energy and the strength to cook. Chicken stir fry, Lisa said. Lisa's always on top of cooking. She's always She's even been cooking in the middle of Clatch before.
How far from here does she live?
Oh, she's in Canada.
Oh.
It's very cold. I don't know. Lisa, do you make poutine? It's soup week. Make some. Soup week. I thought about posting that too so people could add their soup recipes. I might have to do that later this week, but tonight is beef stew. That's not funny. You're so gross. He's such a boy. Yeah. Make some soup. I'm telling you, there really is something about warming your body up with some soup when it's cold outside. We've even, though, we're weird people because we've done soup week in the summer. When my kids want soup week, I fold and I make soup because it's by far. Oh, chili, and that's what they asked for last night, which I found very odd.
They were arguing whether chili was actually
They
soup.
were arguing. So here's the question. Is chili a soup or not? Because I'm making stew tonight, and obviously stew is different than soup, right? Stew must be different than soup. Maybe it's the consistency. Hello, April. Chili is a stew, Megan said. So I don't know.
What makes a stew versus soup?
I think the thickness. I don't know. I made that up. I don't really know anything about cooking.
Is a stew.
No, cream of mushroom is soup.
The cheddar broccoli, whatever you think.
Cheddar broccoli is soup.
It's thick.
No. I think it's like, maybe if it's thick and meaty. This is terrible. This is a terrible conversation. Could you imagine me having a cooking show? First of all, the food would suck. Then I would just be cracking jokes about how thick and meaty things are. It just, it would, well, it'd be fun, if nothing else. Entertaining. I consider chili a stew. See, everybody's going with chili as a stew. Yeah, we need to add some soup recipes because I always do make the same ones each time, and I could broaden the soup horizon, if you will. Although I'm so excited for this lasagna soup. I loved it last time I made it. And I've only made it once, right? It was that one time, or has it been twice? I don't know how many times. Oh, and I couldn't find the noodles.
Use the wrong noodles.
They don't have them, so I have to use them again. I'm gonna cut them up smaller.
Yeah.
I'll be better. So when you make lasagna soup, there's supposedly these, there's mini lasagna noodles.
They're all just watching to see if you'll cut something off.
Cut my finger off. That's fine. So there's many lasagna noodles, and it's better because they're smaller and whatever. And I can't find them. My Publix didn't have them, so I had to get regular lasagna noodles, and now I have to break them up. But it's not as good. I've never seen the mini ones, but on the recipe thing, it says they have them and that they're out there. So I just didn't. I did not see it. So there's that. So that's fine. We'll just. Oh, the Betty Crocker recipe is good, Olivia. That's the one that we've had twice now. Soup thread for the win, because it's cold, man. Cold outside. Everybody needs soup. Even the Floridians need soup now, which is crazy because we're never this cold. The minestrone, Olive Garden minestrone, I've never tried that. I mean, I've had it. I've never tried to make it. Which is the one you guys love, the gnocchi. You love that gnocchi soup. My son loves the gnocchi soup. On his birthday, that's where he wanted to go, and he ate so much soup he got sick. That's how much my kid loves soup. He ate gnocchi soup until he wanted to vomit. Soup. Every meal he had soup. They had some good soup on the cruise too, though. They had a lot of duck, which my husband loves duck, so he was a happy camper. So this recipe for this stew is very easy too. So it's carrots. Italian wedding, have we had that? I don't know if the kids like Italian wedding. They probably do. So with this stew, it's very easy. You take your beef chunks, stick them in a bag, put some flour in there and shake them up to kind of coat them. Then you stick some oil in a pan and you brown these suckers. Then while this is browning, you go over there and you do your carrots and your celery. Then you take this and dump it in. And then you have this in here. See, that is in there. And then you've got your beef broth, which is gonna go in here. I'm gonna do 2 of these because I doubled the recipe because I'm giving this to Trey and Eric's family as well to eat. Probably 1.5 because it looks like it's gonna make a ton of gravy. And then I throw mushrooms in because I love mushrooms. Oh, and I left the stove on. This is why a cooking show for me would be a disaster, because I forget everything. But I love mushrooms, so I'm going to clean some mushrooms off and throw them in the pot as well. I don't know why people don't like mushrooms, you know, I'm just saying. They're fantastic. I love mushrooms. The kids don't like them, but I don't really care. I stick them in here anyway. So we'll put these in. Stuffed mushrooms. Oh, I love stuffed mushrooms. Okay. And then I actually add, and this is not in the recipe. This is not in the recipe that's on there, but I do it all the time, and it's super good. I add a thing of French onion soup mix because it has all the seasonings. And then you throw this sucker in here, and then when it's time to serve this sucker, all you do is take some of the broth out and stick it in a pot and thicken the gravy with flour. And I make mashed potatoes. I don't stick my potatoes in. I make mashed potatoes on the side. And it's a time saver. Oh, this has to go in the fridge. See what a disaster I am? So I will, sometime this week, I will make a soup thread and ask people for their recipes over on Facebook. And I'm not making homemade rolls either. I have half a loaf of bread from last night's soup that we will be eating with this. And that's dinner's done. So we started this at 11:05. It's 11:23. I'd say that was a win for the day. And then tomorrow I'm so excited for lasagna soup. So this is fun. So all right, so I still haven't had my coffee, so I'm gonna make a cup of coffee now, and then I will see you guys very, very soon. I know, we're gonna soup thread it up, Kim. And I was just over on Facebook, so if you weren't there, go try this Calm app that I was talking about, because I'm telling you, it is fantastic. So go to the App Store, type in Calm. Ooh, red pepper soup. That sounds delightful. Oh, and I make a butternut squash that is actually killer. Very good. Try the Calm app. Go into your App Store, type in Calm. It's a little blue app. Try it at night. I'm telling you, you'll love it. It's life-changing. It's the bomb. All right, you guys, that was so 90s. It's the bomb. Did you love that? It's totally the bomb. All right. You guys have a great day, and I will catch you all soon. Bye.